Okay, there we go. Good morning. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. I'm having to use an old computer, and so the video quality and sounds might be pretty rough, but that's all I got to work with since I cannot go in school and get my computer, which was being fixed. So, anyway, shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining me. And I've been very much an emotional wreck this week because I was so sad that after I waited for so long to actually see those of you that wanted to come in person, to actually see you in person, and then it broke my poor little teacher heart that I can't be there to actually say goodbye in person. And so I was pretty pitiful this week. Yeah, it actually brought little tears to my eyes. It made me really sad, but anyway, it is what it is. So the biggest thing that I wanted to do today is kind of talk it out and walk you through what is left. So we have 4 regular school days left in the semester. That is it. And then show's over. All right. So at least the good news for those of you that are on this meeting, you are done. What's not fun is some of your fellow classmates that have got to do a bless their hearts. You know, if you didn't think this class was fun the first time, I can guarantee you on round 2, it's probably not going to be much better. So anyway, okay. So here's what I've got. All right. And it's kind of weird how this worked out because you guys are literally all 3 in the different boats that I'm trying to organize for next week. Here's what I mean. Okay. So next week, there's only 2 things left to do. And for attendance purposes, I still have to do a daily bell ringer check-in so that I have proof that for those last 4 days that you've still been there, you know. So that, like I said, I'll make it quick, short, fast, easy, something you can just, you know, throw a quick response and be done. Monday is the biggest thing. Monday is turning in that study guide, and it's, you know, across the board, due for everybody. It's kind of one of those last little wrap up reviews, and, you know, just me throwing a Hail Mary that I hope that you learned something under these very unique circumstances for the semester, with us being mostly virtual. And then the in-person time that we did get was very small, very little. So everybody across the board Monday, bell ringer, and submits the final exam study guide, which I think a few of you have actually already turned in and done. So right there, fist bump for that one. And then besides that is the final, for everybody, the final unit test that wraps up chapter 24 with JFK, 25 with civil rights, and 26 with Vietnam. And I don't have but just a few questions from each unit, especially since we didn't really have time, obviously, to do it together, but didn't really have time to go in depth on any of those subjects. I was just trying to get us as close to the end as possible, even though apparently I just went super slow. And this might amaze you because you might have felt the opposite, that we flew through it. But no, we actually went really slow because we just barely touched on the 70s with Vietnam. So we didn't go anywhere close to making it to present day, which is theoretically what American 2 was supposed to do, is to make it to present day, and we did not. We did not accomplish that. So that assessment, and again, it's kind of weird because everybody's in a different place, you know, A day people, B day people, virtual only people. So I want to offer options to everybody under the circumstances. All right. So A day, theoretically, is supposed to do Monday, turn in, study guide, and then the unit test. All right. But for B day and online students, it's going to be Wednesday for the unit test. Okay. So everybody has a couple of options. All right. Everybody can choose to either do it online, and you can either choose to do it online on your in-person day, or you can choose to do it online on Wednesday. Or everybody can choose to do it on paper. But the only problem, if anybody wants to do it on paper, is that I cannot be in the school building until next Friday. And so that makes things a little bit complicated. I've really had to call in a lot of favors to get people to print stuff since I can't be in the school building. And I don't know that I can get somebody to print the test for me for it to be done on paper on Monday or Wednesday. So if anybody wants to do it on paper, that is an option, but it would have to either be next Friday or coming in sometime the week of the 14th, which I know is asking a lot because I know you guys are super ready for next Thursday to be here and then for you to be done completely. And I totally get that. If anybody wants to take it on paper next week, I will try my best to see if I can do some begging and pleading with somebody that is at school to print it for me. But under the circumstances, everybody is got their own thing going on, and I don't know that anybody's going to be super happy with me asking for extra favors right now. So I'm throwing that out there. If you guys will let me know how you want to do things, whether it's the unit test or the unit test and the final, if you'll let me know what you're wanting to do, then I will do whatever I can to make it happen. But I did want you to know that there are a lot of options for next week. And I don't care, like I said, don't try and make it easy for me. I'm trying to help you guys out as far as getting everything done for next week. So again, you have the choice of doing everything virtually, or you have the choice of doing it in person and on paper. But if it's in person and on paper, just kind of let me know how you want to do it as far as what day would be better for you to make it happen. So that's all that we have left.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, hit me.
Okay, so the one that's like, you were like, it's on like Monday, right? The unit test for like 8A people?
Yes.
So we'd still be in school, but we'd be taking it on our laptops, right?
I mean, that is an option, because I don't, especially because I know everybody's class schedule is different for next week. Some people are reviewing for stuff, some people are still working on new stuff, and I don't really know what everybody's situation is. Now, you totally have the option, if you're okay with doing it online and you just want to wait and do it Wednesday, that's an option, unless you have got to be at school on Monday and you need something to do while you're in second period, and then go ahead and do it online while you're in class. But I just wanted everybody to know that you have options depending on what you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. if any of that makes sense, obviously you're not doing anything twice. You just pick which day and how you would rather do it. Okay. But just know that you have options. All right. So that's all I'm saying, is that you have options. Just decide how it is that you want to do it. And I didn't want to take up a lot of time today, especially with it being Friday and everything. So I am going to do a separate video reviewing everything that is going to be on the unit test. So again, you just tell me what you're thinking. But my plan for anybody that is a day and you are planning on being at school, then maybe bring some earbuds, watch the review video and then bust it out online, unless you'd rather do it on paper. And like I said, I can try and make arrangements to do it that way. But again, there's also people that might not have to be at school on Monday for, other classes or whatever. And you will be more than welcome to wait and do it online at home on Wednesday. So whichever way that you do it, I would highly recommend watching that review video, because just like every other time, I will walk through each question and you should be able to knock it out in a few minutes with me already going over the answers.
Miss Walker, I have a question.
Yes.
So if we do it online, then we don't have to come in, or we do? Like to school?
Not for me. I mean, if you have to be there for other classes, then yeah, don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble with your other teachers. Okay, I'm not telling anybody to skip classes just because of me. No, I'm just saying, like, you have that option that if for your other classes, you've got the option to be virtual, or for your other classes, if you don't have to be there, then, doing it virtually at home is always an option for anybody.
Okay.
But yeah, but don't get me in trouble with other teachers by saying, hey, Miss Walker said I didn't have to be here today.
Yeah. I was just thinking, because, like, if I don't have to come to school, then, like, would I have to come to school to take the test or online, or would it be okay if I just take it at home? But
yeah, I mean, you're totally fine to do it at home. And I mean, if you do have to be at school, but you would still rather wait till you got home to do my test, I mean, that's fine too. I mean, like I said, anytime I set it up online, you've got until 11 a.m. or what am I saying? 11 p.m. to get into it. So even if you are at school on Wednesday for your other classes and you want to wait till you get home to do the test, I mean, that's fine too. You've got all the options.
okay, thank you.
So hopefully that helps. Is there anything else about next week or any of the last few things? I feel like I'm forgetting something. I feel like there was something that I meant to tell you, but I'm forgetting it. I don't know. Now, the only other thing that I was going to do this morning, and it kind of just depended on what everybody needs. Like if you have, I don't know what everybody's situation is, just because I don't have it pulled up in front of me as far as your final exam study guide. But is there, let's see, Parker, I think you've turned yours in. But my question was, I was going to use the rest of this meeting after all questions are answered to see if you guys want to go over questions on the study guide. I don't know how far you other ladies have gotten and what, if you've done half of it and you want to go over the answers to the other half, or, and Parker, I don't mean to throw you out on this one, if there's anything that you want to go over as well. But what, let me know as far as that part goes. Ashlyn, I don't know how far you've gotten on it, but was there any certain section or questions, or it probably will take a while if we need to go over all of it, but we can definitely get started with something, and then I'll be more than happy to do the rest of it in a video. But you and Kelsey kind of let me know, is there any part in the exam review study guide that you guys want to go over and get some answers from?
I'm good.
I think I'm good too.
Okay. All right. I should have known better.
Can you do the bell ringer question?
Okay. Yes. Let me. pull that up really quick. Let's see. Okay, all right. Today's bell ringer question was, what was meant in saying guns or butter in reference to participating in the Vietnam War and trying to pay for the Great Society agenda? Okay, so this is talking about LBJ, all right, Lyndon B. Johnson, who comes in after Kennedy's assassinated, and his agenda, known as the Great Society, was paying for all these new programs. It was paying for Medicare, it was paying for Medicaid, it was paying for the Head Start program, the Job Corps program. It was paying for his war on poverty programs. But at the end of the 60s is when we get into Vietnam. And so Congress pretty much comes to LBJ and says, Mr. President, it's guns or butter. And what they mean is talking about money. What do you want to spend the money on? And they were basically telling him, there's no way we can pay for both, that we can pay for a war in Vietnam and pay for all those Great Society programs. So that's what they mean by guns or butter. You know, are we going to pay for military supplies? Or are we going to pay for your Great Society programs and, you know, everything that would provide for the people? And as far as butter, they mean basic needs, making sure that fourth of Americans that are still in the poverty level, that they're taken care of. Let's see. Part 2 says, do you think people were willing to get into another war with the memory of World War II and Korea? So, yeah. So that should be a pretty obvious answer on that second question, that, you know, we didn't want Korea to happen after World War II was over. So we most definitely do not want the war in Vietnam to happen. And there has never in American history been a more protested war than Vietnam. It is the most hated war in American history. And it is pretty sad, horrible, awful, how badly people were just torn apart on this. You know, families were torn apart because they want anybody that was drafted or that volunteers, they want to support them as a military family, but they hate the fact that we're in what we believe and what ended up being a very unwinnable war. Because after all the blood, the death, the sacrifices, and the supplies, Vietnam will fall to communism in 1975. And it's kind of like, why did we waste so many American lives? Why did we waste so much money and supplies? It's a pretty awful thing. Let's see. Never mind. I didn't really mean to get into it and start preaching on that. Let's see. What else? So, like I said, if there's any question on that study guide that y'all want to go over, if not, I'll probably post a video to help anybody that didn't jump on today to go over some answers. But what else? Anything else that you guys have questions or concerns about?
I think I'm good.
Me too.
I think I'm also good.
Okay, all right, good deal. I should have known better because you ladies are a group of rock stars. So what I do want to say, and I'm going to say it hopefully without getting too emotional, but I love you guys. It has been awesome having you, even if it's, you know, just mostly been through a computer screen. Again, you ladies are just a group of rock stars, and I'm super proud of you guys for pushing through. And you're 4 days away from getting it done. So, 2 thumbs up. Love you guys so much.
Thank you.
I do appreciate you guys, really, because there are other fellow classmates that have not made this semester so easy for multiple reasons, and I might have shed many tears over not feeling like I'm doing a good job helping you guys. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a fantastic, long, relaxing winter break. I hope that you're able to rejuvenate and get ready for whatever second semester brings your way. And please don't ever hesitate if you need anything for whatever reason to let me know. But this is probably going to be it unless you need me for something else. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm just an email away. But unless somebody needs anything or anything big pops up, this is probably going to be it for Zoom calls and all the things. But yep, I guess that's it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I'll shoot out an email with anything else that comes up and post some videos. But besides that, just shoot me an email if you need anything, and I'll get back to you as fast as possible. And like I said, enjoy your last 4 days and have a fantastic winter break.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.